Alright guys, so in this session we are going to learn approval in Pega. Pega. Remember any business process automation, almost every business process automation will at one point of time seek someone's approval. Okay, they must review something and approve or reject. They must just approve, reject for some other information, whatever it is. But they will eventually do this kind of thing, right? Approve or rejects. In Pega, we have most of those things are out of the box. Okay, we have out of the box configuration, but what are those options? How do we configure them? This is very important for us to understand. Okay, so let me walk you guys through very basic approvals first. In Pega, you can assign a work object and work object to an individual user, or you can assign the same work object basically to a group of user. What exactly are these? Individual users. When you determine that who that user is going to be for approval, you determine that user and you assign it to that user. It might be dynamic and it might be hard coded. Okay, that is absolutely fine. There are different ways. We will check that. But when you are assigning a work object for approval for anything, for simple assignment too, if you are assigning that to an individual directly, this is called work list assignment. Okay. Work list assignment can be a stakeholder individual type, it can be a hard coded user, it can be taken from a property reference, it can be create user, you will assign. I mean, there are various way to assign a task to a work list. Okay. But whenever ultimate result of that is going to be an assignment to an individual person, it's work list assignment. In the work group of users, which is team, actually team work list, we call it work queue. We call it as work queue or work basket. How does that work? Well, actually, every individual have their own work list. Every operator has their work list. That's fine. All the items assigned to them, they can see that. We create some work team and their work queue. Okay, work queue or work basket, or basically team work list. This is not a term. I'm just explaining you. Team work list is nothing, right? The actual concept is work queue or work basket. But you create an individual is basically queue and give access to different user in that queue, so they all can see the assignment and work, basically work on that assignment. One of those will work and then it will move away from there. Okay, once completed. So you need to create a team. You need to create a team first. Team is nothing but a work group. In Pega, team is called as work group. Group of people who are going to work together. And then on that work group, basically on that team, you can assign the work queue. That is the work basket. So every team has its own work queue, and any item assigned to that work queue will be available to every member of that team. Okay, every member of that team will be able to access the item assigned on this work queue. So this is basic. Two type of assignment. Either you assign it to work group, which is a team using work queue, or you assign it to the individual user. All right. How do we determine the individual user of work queue? There are different ways. We will learn about them. How to we determine the users dynamically, or basically how do we assign teamwork dynamically. That's a different concept. We will come to that. So this is clear, right? Now let's talk about other concept about this. The other concept about this is, or maybe let me show you this much first, okay, before going anywhere else. I will now show you guys how do we assign a work object, or basically it is called assignment, okay? Task, task in Pega. Assign a task to an individual user. How will that user get that task to come finish it up, okay? They have work list. And then I'm going to show you guys how to create a work group and work basket or work queue basically, and then use it to assign an item and let the user access them. Work basket. Work queue, work basket are same thing, okay? Two different names. So I'm going to do this through an assignment shape. Review, I'm going to add approve reject. Okay. It can be normal assignment too, the same way. So how do we do that? Okay. Approve reject. I'm going to create one more user. I think I created one, but let me create one more user operator. I'm going to create a reviewer operator. I think I created. Let me create one more. Rev one. Okay. Reviewer one or B3. Creating this operator, and I'm going to use another access group for this, not the author one. IMS user will also be created. Yeah, this access group. So it will not have access to Dev Studio, I think. Let's see the access group has the Dev Studio access or not. No, only user portal. So when they will log into portal only directly. Okay. Now I'm using this user to directly assign the approval task or approval assignment. So I can hard code it. First option is, see here I'll say approval. Okay. Now forget about this. It's always single level for this case. Okay. We will talk about multi-level cascading later. So you have a specific user. If you want to assign it to a specific user or work queue. Work queue is the team. At the moment, a specific user. How do you want to identify the user? Using username, then you paste the username here, basically the operator ID, or any any field reference where you might have stored the operator ID, or by running some logic you might get the operator ID. Reporting manager of this user, whoever has basically submitted this, whoever has completed the previous task, reporting manager of that user you want to assign that. If that's happened, the reporting manager should be specified on the work tab of operator. There is a use case for this, so I will cover that later, don't worry. Participant is again work party thing, where we add stakeholder to the case and you want to assign one of those stakeholder. That's also something we'll cover in future. Let's use the username and assign it to reviewer user. When you submit this, it goes to the reviewer user. Okay, that user will be asked to review and approve it. Let me create a case. I'm going to use an existing user, and I'm going to update the Aadhaar number. See, it is assigned to manager. Oh, sorry, I think I did not update my name, so it is showing my haze. But anyway, it is assigned to that user. It's not assigned to me. Okay, if you click on this icon, you can see that it is Rev1. Okay, let me update those, email as well. Now if I log in with this user, let me log in with this user. See, I don't have access to Dev Studio or anything, so I'm directly landing on the user portal that users usually have access to. You see, automatically you see my work list. That's the item assigned to me. I40 L or I, whatever it is. I think 4006. That's the item we assigned it, right? This user has the work list. It actually goes into that. It can approve or reject. If it is approving, let's say approve it. The case will move after the review, of course, policy setup and all that. There isn't anything defined. And let me complete this. See, it went ahead. Now if I go to home tab, my work list is empty. Once I have completed that assignment, that task is done. Okay. So this is the work list. You specify the user in the design, either directly referring to the username or using some field reference where the username will be stored some field that can be dynamically determined. It can be reporting manager of the user who has submitted the request, or it could be any participant. So that's the simple one. Let me just close all the things. There are too many open items here. So this is the simple one. This is the work list assignment. Let's talk about the work basket. I mean the
Mahesh, this is Raghavendra. I have one question.
yeah.
So what we are trying to do when, I mean, when you are approving it, are we going to store into the database or just like
It's
it is a
basically
process
marking
kind?
the process is moving forward. If you want
Okay,
to
this
do
is
any,
moving forward.
yes, if you want to do any processing on the approval, you can do that. But it's basically process needed us to get the approval. So we are approving that. If the approval is rejected, the I mean business process has that like situation like that, right? If it is approved, then go this route. Otherwise, go that route, right? It's usually
Correct.
that. Yeah. So this was a business process or business system that was needed. We did it. You might even internally do other processing too after the approval. That is absolutely okay. But the
But
concept,
like before going to that queue, still we are updating the database. I mean,
of
whatever
course,
we
we are
define
doing that.
class.
Yes, yes, yes. We are doing that. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever we were doing that. It was just another step in the business process that got completed. Okay. And here, basically, the primary purpose is to learn about work list and work basket assignment. It might be approval or any other assignment. That's okay. Those green assignments could be used there as well, but since the next logical step for us is review, so I'm using the approval. Okay. All right, just a second. Why sometimes this creates, okay, let me refresh this. Now next, I mean individual is very simple, right? It's very simple. You just assign that. You need the operator ID of the user who you want to assign it to. Either way, you directly hard code it or get it from the property reference or stakeholder, whatever it is. Next thing is getting that through, I mean, assigning the work to a group. So if you want to assign it to a group, you need to create the group first. The group in Pega is called work group. And on that work group, you will have to define the work queue. You cannot create the work group without work queue, and you cannot create the work queue without work group. So there is a cyclic problem. Okay. How do we handle that? Let's see. Work group are part of the organization records. So you can see work group and work queues already created. Okay. When you set up an application, Pega automatically set up one work group default at the rate your organization automatically. Okay. and work queue as well, basically default at the rate v3. Now we are going to create, let's say, reviewer team. Okay, there will be several reviewers. We are going to create a reviewer team. Team means work group. Let's create the work group first. So you can directly create from here, or you can say organization, create a new work group, and we will say reviewer. Okay, reviewers at the rate v3, just to make sure this is correct. Right. See who is going to be the manager of that team. Select yourself. See, you need to tell them what is the default work basket or work queue of this. At the moment, you don't have the work basket. Without that, you cannot save it. So select any of the default one. Okay. At the moment, default v3. Later, we will change it. Now, let's create a work basket or work queue. Same thing. This is where the items will be associated. So reviewer work basket. Now this will need you to provide. This is a work basket. It needs you to provide which organization does it belongs to. B3. Which division, div, unit, and you need to specify work group. Which team this work basket belongs to. We just created reviewer, right? Any contacts you want to have role, that's fine. At the moment, just save this. Now we created a new work basket as well. Let's go back here. Update the work basket to the newly created work basket for the reviewers. Reviewers work basket. The work basket and work group both are set up. This is the work group, this is the team, and this is the team's work list. Okay, I mean the work group. Sorry, work basket or work queue. Both are the same thing. Okay. Now you remember we created a reviewer operator. How will the reviewer have access to this? You need to associate the operator, right? Where is operator reviewer one? Okay. Well, if you go to the work, you see there is a team setting. You should update the team to reviewer B3. If this reviewer, I mean, you might belongs to one team but have access to several work basket. So, I mean, work basket, you can have the work queues added separately as well, like this. Not necessarily through the team only, see? Like this too. Anyway, if you do this, the reviewer is attached. This reviewer is attached to this B3 team. Okay. Sorry, this user reviewer one is attached to reviewer 3. Sorry, not reviewer 3, reviewer team. Okay, let me create one more operator, reviewer 2, and this is by default. This is also basically because I copied from here, so it will already be part of the same team. Right, it is also part of the same team, reviewer team. Now I'm going to change the case and assign the approval task to a team, not to an individual user. So specific user, no, work queue. I'm going to assign that to the work queue reviewer. I'm asking reviewers to reviewer basket, basically work queue. Reviewers to update it. Sorry, approve it. Okay. Second. All right. Let's test it. Not making any change. Let's go ahead. So this is assigned to reviewer work basket. I am admin actually, so I can open this, but it will ideally be not, nobody else will be able to open it unless they have access to this. Now let me show you the reviewer one. I am already logged in, but I will log off and log back in again. The work of the team is not automatically displayed. There is a configuration setting basically that you will have to do. Let me show you that. See, so this is not, see, I logged in with the reviewer one. I don't see it here on my home page. If you click on the dashboard, we can customize this section to show the work list of the team. I mean, work queue item as well. We do that often. But let's see what is there in the dashboard page. So I belongs to this team, reviewers team. That is okay. But how do we find the cases or items are basically assigned to this team? Nothing is there. If I click this, this just only says who are the member. There is one open task though in this work queue. Am I able to access that? Double click on that. Nothing happens. So let me go back to the work group dashboard again. Well, on the extreme right hand side, see everyone, please notice this. Extreme right hand side on the top, you have a gear icon here. This one. Click on that. That way, these are widget actually. These are widget on the dashboard. There is a widget called team work list. You can add the widget in column A or column B somewhere here. Okay, there is a space down there. That way you will be able to see it directly. Case volume, case status, that's okay. I'm going to remove the case volume. I don't need that. And I'm going to add one more widget here. Scroll down, there is team work list. Select this and then come down and you will see add selected. So a new widget of the team work list will be added here. Remember, this is a section already configured. You could have used it on the home page as well, customize that. You can add another section to another one section, right? But here on the widget, we will use it like that at the moment. Publish it. See, by default, it will show you your work list, but you can select the teams that you are part of. Reviewer work. See, this is the item that is assigned to that. The same thing will happen if you log in with R2. The same work assignment will be shown there too. Let me show you that. Log off, log in with R2. I haven't finished it up, right? I did not work on it. So it is still going to be there. Again, dashboard. So every user has their own basically widget configuration, right? So you will have to, for R2 again, do the same thing. Add widget, team work, add selected, publish. I also belongs to this R2 also. See 4007 same work object is available for both the user to pick and work upon. As soon as one user picks it and works upon, the other user will not see it. I mean, this will be gone from the work list, right? Work basket, because it was there for a task. That task has been completed, right? Now I don't see it here if I select this. And same will happen if R1 logs in. Nothing's there. So this is the work basket and work list assignment. Okay. Actually, it was not approval. It's mostly the assignment in Pega. All right. The next thing is going to be, of course, the approval. Basically, in the approval, we have two type of approval: single label and cascading. I think we should break this out to a different session, not use it here. Okay. So we'll do the approval in the next session. Let's summarize what we learned. We learned about the assignment. We learned that in Pega, an assignment could be sent to a task. Basically, an assignment is a task that has to be done by a user. So it can be sent to an individual user or a team. If it is an individual user, that we call it as a work list. By the way, this has a class. When you send this assignment, an entry gets created in the assignment class. Okay, and the class of that entry is assign hyphen work list. A record gets inserted in this table that okay, this user has this assignment. That's how you get to know about this. Okay, so all the individual assignments are stored in this. An assign hyphen work basket is for the process queue. So this is update. This is assigned to this user, right? All the item, which is the case reference, right? Name of the case, urgency, and all that. And there's work basket as well, right? This is the work basket. This has all the assignment for a team, right? Which team is that? Work queue. Broken process is a team. That's okay, right? So all the individual assignments to an user are work list. All the assignment to a team is work queue. Okay. We demoed how we do a work list assignment through hard coded values at the moment. Later we will see others. And how do we do a work queue assignment by creating, basically setting up a work group, which is a team, and then a work group. Oh, sorry, work queue, which is also called work basket. And how do we configure that on the case for the assignment? We looked at that as well. In the approval, you will say work queue or a specific user. A specific user is work list assignment. Work queue is the work basket assignment. Okay, so this topic is concluded here. In the next one, we will talk about the approval of different types. Two different types are important. We will talk about them. Then, of course, the cascading has two others. It has authority matrix and a reporting structure. So we will learn about that in the next session. Thank you.